Hello and welcome. My name's Kath Dykes. I'm the head of Sidcot Junior School, and it's my pleasure to give you a flavour of the offer that we have here. Later, I'll be joined by some colleagues who will be able to give you some information about the rounded education we offer here at Sidcot Junior School. We believe is the first experience children have of community, and it's really important that we give the children a sense of belonging and a sense of purpose. We've been described as a very warm, caring school that also has a very purposeful and focused atmosphere as well. I'm now going to share with you a virtual tour of our school site. When you arrive at Sidcot Junior School, you'll be welcomed by our receptionist, who is your first point of contact for any questions you may have. Once you've made your way through reception, you will find yourself in our library. This room is at the middle of the school and provides a quiet place for our pupils to sit and read or reflect. The junior school is relatively small and easy to navigate. From our reception, the classrooms are located off 2 corridors. All of our classrooms are bright spaces with direct access to the outside. The first and largest room you will find is our main hall. This is a bright, modern space that provides us with a place to meet as a school. We hold different assemblies here throughout the week. This includes meeting for worship, where the children spend time each week sitting in silence and reflecting on questions posed. In contrast, this is also a space for some of our PE lessons and lots of our after-school activities. Our early years rooms are for nursery and reception students. These rooms provide purpose-built facilities for our younger children. These classrooms have a dedicated outdoor space, and children can choose whether they wish to be indoors or outdoors throughout the day. Both areas benefit from a vast array of toys and play equipment for our early years students to explore. As pupils progress through the school, they will move up to a new classroom each year. Each room provides all the facilities required for our pupils to access all areas of the curriculum. On one hand, this includes interactive whiteboards in every room to make the learning experience as immersive as possible. And on the other hand, we have the space and resources for when the students want to get a bit creative. Our after-school care facilities provide a place where the children can be supervised once lessons and after-school activities have finished. Our children can join us for breakfast club at 7:45 in the morning and can stay for an evening meal until 6 p.m. in the evening. The great outdoors is a hugely important feature of everyday life at Sidcot Junior School, and space is something we have in abundance. Immediately outside the classrooms is the junior school's play area. This is where the children enjoy their break and lunch times, playing games and using the play equipment. Beyond this area is the junior school playing fields, an area which is also used at play and lunch times, and the pupils also have some of their PE lessons and take part in sports fixtures here. We feel it's really important that our children spend as much time as possible outside and learn about the environment within which they live. Our children have access to the school allotments and will work with our school gardener to grow fruit and vegetables. They will also make use of the junior school's yurt. Our teachers use these facilities to bring their classes outside whenever possible. Throughout their time at the junior school, our children will make regular use of our on-site forest school. In a natural amphitheatre surrounded by beech, pine, hazel and yew trees, our pupils witness the seasons changing and will investigate the subjects they learn in the classroom. The junior school sits on the edge of the main school campus. This means it enjoys the feel of a small, friendly community, but with the benefit of using the senior school facilities. This interaction with the students, staff and facilities in the senior school helps to make the transition to big school a very smooth one. The Sports Centre is an amazing facility that our children really enjoy. Junior school students use the Sports Centre for some of their PE lessons and make use of the beautiful indoor swimming pool every week. The library in the senior school provides an alternative space for the children to have a story time. Food at Sidcot is really important. The junior school pupils eat in the refectory every day. All our food is prepared on site and wherever possible is organic and locally sourced. Our catering team work hard to provide our students an amazing choice of meals every day to make sure we cater for all our students' tastes and dietary requirements. This concludes our tour of the junior school. I hope it's given you a feel of what life at Sidcot is like. If you'd like to experience the facilities in person, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Life here at Sidcot School is focused upon our Quaker values. These are interwoven in everything that we do. We believe that all children are unique and everyone should be valued. One thing that's very nice here is that children know that they have a voice and it will be heard. We listen and to respond to anything the children have to share with us. We look to develop character traits to support children, not only through their education, but for lifelong learning. I'm now going to share with you a video which shows our Sidcot Learning Wheel. This is our unique approach to teaching and learning.
Hope and imagination are the two most important qualities for children today. Hope so that they can change the world for the better, and imagination so that they can find ways to do so. At Sidcot, we live and learn adventurously, developing these qualities with a profound sense of purpose and respect for the individual and the world around us. We believe that education is so much more than learning facts and figures. It should develop character, encourage empathy, and enable students to realise their dreams. That's why we developed the Sidcot Learning Wheel, our way of putting as much emphasis on developing skills as acquiring knowledge. We use it every day, in every classroom. You'll learn what really matters. We'll inspire you to reach your academic potential while also developing lifelong skills. This will help you become a change maker who sees the world as it is and has the imagination, skills and qualities to make it what it could be. We will nurture your curiosity.
We question and formulate. We debate and discuss. We link subjects together. We use our math skills in geography. We apply a creative eye to our scientific inquiry.
It helps us see the whole picture.
Collaboration is key.
We work together to problem solve and create. We listen to understand. We develop empathy and kindness through working together. We celebrate everyone for who they are.
We love being part of an international community, whether it's outdoor learning, performing at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, caving in the local hills, sharpening our debating skills, or taking care of the world around us.
We have endless opportunities to really enjoy learning both now and in the future.
The world is an exciting and quickly changing place. At Sidcot, we're dedicated to making sure you're ready in body, mind and spirit for what lies ahead. If you're ready to live adventurously and learn to make a difference, contact us today.
Hi, I'm Melissa Brown. I'm the Year 6 teacher and assistant head of the junior school. The Sidcot Learning Wheel is central to our teaching and the children's learning at Sidcot School. If you were to go anywhere through the junior school, you'd see the different skills being used in all the different daily lessons. If you walked into a maths class, you would see the children showing resilience, and the children would be saying to you, actually, I'm being really resilient, I'm carrying on doing this. You'll see children being proactive in the playground, we're showing empathy. And the children recognise these skills and they're used from nursery right the way through to Year 6, and the children recognise them themselves. Obviously, some of the skills are harder to include in your daily lessons, so sometimes we will actually have focus lessons. So in Year 6, for example, when we're studying the rainforest, we'll have a lesson on fair trade, and all the children within the class will take on a different country, and they'll have, depending on the wealth of the country, they'll have different amounts of money, they'll have different resources that are available to them. They'll have different manpower within them and different areas of the classroom. So the children find absolutely fascinating, the fact that you can have a country like America that has the biggest team, it has the most money, the most resources, but actually at the end might lose the game if they haven't worked collaboratively, if they haven't been proactive. You can have the children with far less resources, far less manpower. Their station might be on the floor as such, they haven't even got tables included in their package, yet they're working well together, they're being proactive, they're actually swapping resources, they're thinking outside the box. It's a skill we encourage, and they could actually end up winning the fair trade game. So that's a focus lesson. We're actually looking at the skills. The junior school is a really special place. The children are at the heart of everything we do. We don't expect a child to come into school and have to adapt to be able to fit in with our teaching. We change our teaching style to actually work with every child to ensure that their experience of school is actually unique to them and make sure we get the best out of every single child. As our classes at Sidcot are so small, we get to know the children really well. We can understand them, we can embrace what makes them who they are. We can adapt our teaching in a way to make them get their maximum potential. We also focus on their strengths, and we include growth mindset. So if a child is doing something in their maths or their English and they say, oh, I can't do that, we very much are pushing for you can't do that yet. The power of yet, actually what can you do to be able to achieve that, to ensure that our children are going forward in a mindset of I can do this rather than I can't do this, which is really important to us. We really do believe that at Sidcot, the small classes are one of the things that make us really, really successful. It helps our children to grow into resourceful, enthusiastic, and most importantly, independent learners who can go on and want the best for themselves and the most for themselves. It gives them confidence and it gives them the self-belief to achieve.
We are very aware that lots of our parents lead very busy lives, and we want to support them with lots of wraparound care options. Children are very welcome to come here for breakfast at 7:45, and then the school day starts at 8:30. The mornings at Sidcot School mainly revolve around the core subjects such as maths, English and science, and then in the afternoon they're the lighter subjects where the children might go to the forest, they might go swimming or do games. The school day finishes at around 3:30. And after that, there's a wide range of clubs that the children can enjoy. Anything from knitting to fencing, water polo, football. There really is something for everybody to enjoy. There's also an opportunity for children to do their homework at school. We call this prep, where they can be supported by their teacher. This means that once they leave school, they are free to enjoy their evening.
Hello, my name is Emma King and I am the Assistant Head Pastoral in the Junior School. Our children's well-being is at the heart of everything we do. Our small class sizes allows our teachers and teaching assistants to get to know our children really well, which means that it makes it very easy for us to notice if a child needs a little bit more time and care and support given to them. Our small class sizes also allows us to get to know our parents and carers really well. And we are really proud of our strong home-school partnerships. We have an open door policy and we are very quick to respond to any concerns that parents may have about the pastoral needs of their children. We have a strong PSHE and RHE curriculum which puts in place the key building blocks of respectful relationships and teaches our children to be healthy, both physically and mentally. Emotional literacy is also very important to us, teaching our children to recognise, to name and to talk about their emotions. We often talk about feelings being just like visitors, that they come and go, and that some feelings may last a little longer than others, and that this is quite normal. Our pastoral support is wide and varied. We have a small pastoral team who meet weekly, and we discuss our children and the best ways that we can support them. This support ranges from extra one-to-one time with the class teachers or teaching assistants, circle time discussions which can benefit the whole class, lunchtime talking stick sessions with our Quaker overseer, take 10 sessions with one of our lovely nurses, individual wellbeing plans, and we also have access to a school counsellor who can offer extra specialist care and support if need be. At Sidcot, we strongly believe that if children are mentally happy and healthy, then they will be in the best position to embrace their learning and therefore achieve success now and in their future lives.
Hello, my name's Lucy Beardsley and I am Head of Early Years at Sidcot Junior School. The early years comprises of nursery age children and reception age children. At Sidcot Junior School in the early years, every child is celebrated for their uniqueness and their interests. We ensure that there is a real sense of belonging right from their very first day that they join us. Because of our small class sizes, relationships are built very, very quickly between our staff and their children, and we offer a nurturing and in-depth knowledge of what interests them. Nursery and reception classes work as a team. We share our outside area and we come together quite a lot so that the children have experience working with different ages. In the early years, the children lead their learning through their own curiosity, so their play is at the forefront of what we do. We then support them by questioning and modelling and moving their learning forward so that we make sure that their interests are at the height of their experiences. Our enabling environment, we make sure that they have a wide variety of provisions so that we make sure that the children are interested in all of their learning that they're doing. And if we see any children that have a particular interest, we will add some provocations to our environment to make sure that those interests are extended. In the early years, we focus on teaching the whole child. We have a big focus on emotional literacy, building up resilience, working in a partnership, and most importantly, developing that lifelong love of learning. We feel that in the early years, happiness is the most important thing. For children to be able to be good learners, they need to be happy learners.
Hi, I'm Amy and I'm a Year 6 student at Sidcot School and I joined in Year 5.
Hi, I'm Ben, I'm a Year 6 student at Sidcot School and I joined right at the start.
Hi, I'm Hattie and I joined Sidcot in nursery.
Hi, I'm Maliki and I joined Sidcot in J1.
Sidcot's special to me because I find that everyone here is respected and treated equally, with no sort of people looking down at others, and I feel we're all like one big family.
I agree with Ben because Sidcot's one big family and there's a lot of opportunities that we can participate in, like we can get lanyards and we can go and like be Quaker elders and stuff like that, and it's really fun.
I enjoy Sidcot because it helps us interact with the outside world instead of being cooped up in a classroom. So we explore nature and live adventurously.
My favourite things about Sidcot are the camps and the boundary walks, and because they're really fun, and especially on the boundary walk you can like run and you don't have to stick with your teachers in one long line. You can like explore and live adventurously.
My favourite thing about Sidcot is the fact that our classes are quite small, so we get to know our teacher on a first name basis. So if we're ever stuck or hurt, our teachers know how to fix it or how to help us.
Sidcot helps me to achieve by giving us a variety of lessons and very supportive teachers. My favourite lessons by far are definitely art and performing arts. Our art teacher is very good, and our performing art lessons are quite exciting, and we get the chance to perform in the senior school sometimes.
Sidcot School helps us with oral language and public speaking to feel confident when we're doing plays and speeches and things like that.
I feel really prepared for the senior school because we already know the site quite well, as we have ICT lessons, library and all the sports facilities. I especially like swimming.
As a parent myself, I understand the important decision of choosing a school. I would welcome the opportunity to join you and your children on their journey through education and into later life. I'm now going to leave you with some parent testimonials, where some of our parents are going to share their experiences of Sidcot Junior School with you. Following that, please click on the button at the bottom of your screen where myself and colleagues will be there to answer any questions you may have.
Honestly talking, I didn't choose this school by myself. My son chose it.
We had a gut feeling that it was the right place. It felt right.
The surrounding countryside, the area to play, to run in.
Sidcot's concern was to build the person, and then the education would follow on from them being a rounded individual, rather than worrying too much about exam results and everything else.
We'd looked around a lot of other schools. The thing that bothered me, a couple of them, was that the teachers only spoke to me, but that was completely the opposite at Sidcot.
One of the great things for me is the way that the teachers engage with the children. They clearly know who's the teacher and who's the child, but the conversations and the language is much more on a one-to-one peer relationship basis.
What I saw is in Sidcot, I saw that kids are relaxed.
They're not driven to learn. It's not a demand to learn. They're inspired to learn.
When they had their taster days, they just came home literally bouncing off the walls.
We couldn't get him out. Yeah, he was already, can I stay at the school now? I want to start the school now.
He came running out and just said, this is my kind of place. You know, these are my people.
Oh, settling in at Sidcot was amazing.
As soon as he came there, he made very easy friends.
Socialising and mixing with both girls and boys. Whilst at his old school, it was very much just about being with the boys, but actually it's much more mixed, which is fantastic.
People are the most important thing in the school. Not only the equipment and not only the landscape, but the people made the school.
One of the things that really surprised me when we first looked around Sidcot, you know, how good the performing arts facilities are. They've got a brilliant little theatre and they make the best use of the creative space.
The payback in terms of the children's responsiveness and happiness is, I hadn't counted on that. So the surprise has been how well the children have reacted to it and how positive feedback they're getting from the school and their engagement and enjoyment from the daytime.
So I think the standout thing is the ethos. The theory of building a person and getting the right character, I think, is much more important than just heading for exam grades.
The teachers teach them in a way that they can really learn, they really understand. It's so different from a child just going through the motions of school to actually thrive. It's just wonderful to see.
There's not huge amounts of pressure piled on top of the kids, so they have homework every night, but it seems very, very manageable.
The pupils and kids that go there get to look at the broader things in life, not just thinking about it, but doing things and caring, and well, it's the Quaker values. I do love those as well.
If you're thinking about sending your child here, first thing is get them on a taster day. Once you've done it, you won't go back.
Moving to a new school gave them a chance to reinvent themselves and be themselves and who they wanted to be.
It's not just about the teaching, which of course is really important, but it's also about developing actual nice human beings.
Our children get the bus out to Sidcot, and for most people they go, crikey, that adds an extra 45 minutes each day. How do your children cope with it? They love the bus. It's a community for them, so they're almost getting up in the morning early, willing to get on the bus. And so they come home just so engaged and happy when they get home as well.
Is really into sport. He said he was very interested to see the sports facilities at Sidcot and meet the sports staff, and the teachers just great and really inspiring.
But the one that's probably the best example is fencing. Fencing has never been a thing in our family. No one in our family's ever fenced, and then ended up fencing in the national championships. That kind of nurturing of an idea that a child has and an inspiration has been really good.
Learning. They just love to learn. They love their teachers. They love their classes. They have a great group of friends, and they're inspired to learn. I think they enjoy being inspired to learn.